Magandang hapon, Malacanang Press Corps. Let's now have Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo.
Good afternoon. We have two resource persons today, and the person of MMDA spokesperson, Assistant Secretary Celine Pialago, and National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council Director for Operations, Ed Posadas. They're here to give us some preparations for UNDAS as well as updates on the oncoming Typhoon Rosita. You can ask questions to them.
Can we have NDRRMC first?
Thank you, Sec. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone.
Afternoon.
On behalf of USEC Khaled, I am here to present to you some updates on the typhoon. Sec, we are currently expecting the typhoon to make landfall somewhere in southern Isabela and northern Aurora tomorrow between 5 to 7 in the morning. And as of now, the NDRMC Operations Center is on red alert, and therefore everybody, all the 44 member agencies, sir, to include the uniformed services, are on standby at the NDRIM OC to lend a hand just in case response is needed from the national government. And 4 of our regional offices, namely OCD Regions 1, 2, 3, and Cordillera, are also on red alert to provide the necessary response when needed from their respective dream councils in their respective areas of responsibility. And right now, Sec, we have on standby an SRR team, meaning search, rescue, and retrieval team composed of uniformed personnel from the 525th Engineer Construction Battalion of the Philippine Army and the 505th Search and Rescue Group of the Philippine Air Force. We also have pre-positioned in those areas generator sets and chainsaws as augmentation to the existing resources of the region. And of course, we have the whole NDRIMC on standby right now at the NDRIMC to respond just in case we're needed. So far, Sec, those are the highlights of the NDRIMC's efforts on Typhoon Rosita.
Can we have ASEC Pialago first, or may question kayo kay ASEC Pialago?
Secretary, as we observe All Saints Day and All Souls Day on November 1 and 2, MMDA, in coordination with other stakeholders, will ensure orderly traffic, clear streets, immediate medical assistance, and emergency response before, during, and after the observance of UNDAS 2018. So, sir, just today, we already installed fences in 5 major cemeteries. We're focusing on Manila North, Manila South, Bagbag, Loyola, and Manila. We also activated quadrant sites in case of emergency evacuation. So we have Veterans Memorial Golf Course in North, Phil Sport Arena in East, Quadrant Intramuros Golf Course in West, and Villamor Air Base in South. We will be deploying 1,560 personnel for the AM shift, 1,503 for the PM shift, and at least 337 for midnight. So, sir, we also have this lateral coordination among units and offices all throughout the celebration and duration of the UNDAS 2018. A while ago, sir, we conducted this alcohol testing for bus drivers also, terminal inspections, clearing operations within the vicinity of every major cemeteries. Towing operation, sir, is ongoing, and we will be uploading the rerouting scheme and traffic plans for these 5 major cemeteries. We also have, sir, projects like info drive for anti-smoking campaign in major cemeteries. We will be focusing on cemeteries in Quezon City. And also, sir, all of our personnel from Road Emergency Group will be deployed on October 31st. We will be putting tents, medical assistance desk, and wheelchairs in the 5 major cemeteries that I have mentioned. So far, sir, those are the efforts of MMDA for UNDAS 2018.
Okay, may question, MPC sa NDRRMC and MMDA. So in case lang na magkaroon na nga ng pag-ulan tomorrow and sa mga anong coordination nyo with MMDA, especially undas pa rin yun?
Ma'am, yung sa atin ho, yung MMDA ho kasi meron tayong tinatawag na Flood Control Information Center. So activated na rin ho yun. Yun ho yung command center natin kapag may bagyo hong tumatama sa Philippine Area of Responsibility. And of course, yung nabanggit ko ma'am, yung mga evacuation centers natin, pumping stations, all set po. For, not just for this typhoon, everyday ho yan ma'am, operational po.
So tomorrow, may recommendation na ba NDRRMC to suspend kung ano man pasok or...
Ma'am, so far we're still awaiting for this afternoon's forecast. But as we all know, the typhoon has weakened. 150 sustained winds and 185 kilometers per hour gustiness. And as regards coordination, we coordinate with MMDA as also our partner in the NCR, because MMDA is the chair for the NCR Council of OCD.
Sa Metro Manila po yan?
Yes.
Okay, Henry?
Director Posadas, magandang tanghali po sa inyo. Yung sinabi ho ng Pangulo na ang mga relief goods ay hindi niya na papadaanin sa mga mayors, ano ho? Ito ho ba'y inimplementa na ninyo?
Ito po na-discuss nung last PIDRA meeting kahapon po. Nandun ho si Director Ding ng DSWD at I think they are going to that direction po ngayon kasi nag-transition, biglang dumating si Rosita. And I think if I heard them right, yun ho ang direction kasi yun ang guidance ng ating Pangulo. At narinig din ho natin dun sa previous discussion that they are going to that direction po. Inaayos lang po nila yung kanilang mga protocols para maisakatuparan po yung utos ng ating Pangulo as regards relief goods and relief items.
Opo, so ito hong relief goods possibly na mangyayari po sa tatamaan po ng Rosita, wala na pong dadaan sa kamay ng mga mayors na relief goods. Ang mga tao, diretso na ninyong bibigyan ng tulong. Wala nang dadaan sa mga LGUs.
Sa ngayon po, sa mga regional offices muna, meron ho kasi mga warehouses. In fact, in-offer pa ni Yusek Halad yung mga, kasi ang DSWD needs more space, no, for prepositioning, at in-offer po niya yung warehouses na available from the regional offices of OCD na pwede hong gamitin ng DSWD. So manggagaling na ho lahat doon sa kanilang regional offices, sir, yung
Opo, so
prepositioning.
tukuyin na lang po natin diretso. No, ho. Wala nang pwedeng lumapit na mga tao sa mga mayors para humingi ng relief goods.
Tutungo ho tayo doon. Sabi ko nga ho, we are transitioning. Hindi ho ganun ka-specific yung sinabi ng ating representante ng DSWD. But if you give me a little bit of time, siguro paari ko hong makapagbigay sa inyo ng update mamayang hapon pag meron ho rin kasing separate press briefing sa NDRIMC. So maybe I could answer your question
All right,
directly,
thank you, sir.
Ian Cruz.
Sir Ed, alam ko po handa na tayo dun sa wind load and other elements, pero pagdating po dun sa norte, ang lagi po nila nagiging problema yung landslide. Gaano po kahanda ngayon ng norte dito sa paparating na bagyo?
Thank you, Ian. Binabantayan natin ngayon. In fact, as we speak, nagmi-meeting pa yung Regional Council ng CAR at mag-uulat sila mamaya tungkol doon sa evacuation, particularly sa probinsya ng Benguet, no? Kasi marami nang nakataas na rin ng storm warning signal sa kanila. At definitely makaka-experience sila ng pag-ulan dahil dadaan dun sa gilid nila. Although lumiit yung diameter ng bagyo from 800 to 600, mahahagip pa rin sila. So iuulat natin yung estado ng evacuation, particularly sa UCAB tsaka sa Itogon.
Okay, Rosalie? Microphone, Ace?
Kay Secretary Salpo and sa NDRRMC, kahapon nabanggit na po ni Pangulo yung pag-uumpisa niya ng monitoring sa mga ginagawang paghahanda ng pamahalaan. So ano po yung marching order ni Pangulong Duterte sa mga local government units as well as national agencies?
I thought NDRMC, well, ang coordination ho ng MMDA sa usapin po ng pagpasok ng bagyo dito sa Pilipinas, as what I've said, inactivate ho natin yung command center. Sa usapin naman ho ng UNDAS, nag-deploy ho tayo ng mahigit 4,000 personnel. So yun po, sir. Yun po, ma'am.
Sa NRIMC, ma'am, ang ating pong Pangulo ay very much in touch. In fact, we report to him regularly through Yusek Halad and the chair of the council, si Secretary Lorenzana. At kami po ngayon ay naka-red alert at ang utos po niya ay to be there for the people to provide effective, relevant, and timely response. No? At ganun din yung kanyang utos para doon sa evacuation centers na gusto niyang design, no, na gagawin during the command conference during Ompong. Tayo po ay nagmi-meeting na on the final stages para magawa po yung utos niya on the final design with all stakeholders, DPWH, DSWD, DILG, and NHA. So magkakaroon ho tayo ng huling meeting siguro to finalize the design para dun sa evacuation center. At lahat naman po ng mga prepositioning, lahat po ng activation, we are in touch already with our regional offices. In fact, yung 4 po na posible po talagang apektuhan are already on red alert right now para at any one time po ma-provide natin yung kinakailangang ayuda sa mga tao.
Kay Secretary Panelo po. Secretary Panelo, magpapadala po ba ulit ng cabinet members sa mga lubhang maapektuhang lugar, point person, katulad ng ginawa ng Pangulo last?
Yes, if there is a need for that, he will, just like the previous one.
Meron na po bang nabanggit kung sino po?
Wala.
Last time si Secretary Tolentino, since hindi na po siya part ng
No, he has not
cabinet member.
mentioned or indicated any particular member of the cabinet.
Stern warning po ng Malacanang sa mga local government officials na hindi nawala sa mismo sa lugar nila sa pagtama po ng bagyo. Dahil last time meron pong mga, alam ko po, nireklamo na mga local government officials na wala po sa mga lugar nila nang tumama yung bagyong Ompong.
They will be accountable for neglect of duty.
MPC question sa MMDA and the RMC. Alvin.
Sir, kaugnay nung tanong ni Rose, Secretary, ano bang update doon sa 10 mayors na pinapagpapanagot doon sa nakaraang bagyong Ompong? Ano nang update sa kanila? Magpa-function pa rin po ba sila o merong itinalagang mga posibleng gumawa ng supposed to be trabaho nila?
As far as I know, merong directive si Presidente ro na imbestigahan and then file the necessary administrative charges against them.
So nasa lang sila ngayon, Secretary?
Nandiyan pa rin sila pero unless na yung mga charges will be filed, syempre you have to give them due process. They have to explain themselves.
Okay, thank you, Alvin. Questions, FPC? Okay, salamat po sa ating mga bisita sa NDRMC and MMDA. Presidential Spokesperson Panelo. Questions? Julie.
Sir, follow-up po dun sa pronouncement ni President Duterte kagabi that the AFP will be asked to take over the BOC. First of all, what's the legal basis for this? May issuances po ba before ang palasyo or ang AFP to this effect? And hindi po ba matatabunan ito nung concept of civilian supremacy over the military na na-enshrine sa ating Constitution?
The Constitution provides that the President is the head of government, the head of state, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Now, the Constitution also provides that he has control over all executive offices, and BOC is one of them. Now, with respect to being the Commander-in-Chief, he is authorized under the law to direct the movements of the members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and in any manner he deems it fit. And you must remember that every time that he has the opportunity, he tells us that the underlying principle of his governance is the principle or the directive by the Constitution that he will have to protect and to serve the citizenry. And in that regard, necessarily included therein would be the maintenance of peace and order. You secure the citizenry, and you try to preserve all the laws and enforce them. If there is any violation, then he has to do something about it. The designation of the personnel from the AFP is only temporary.
Sir, but what's the legal basis for this?
That's the legal basis, the
are
Constitution.
there any assurances that provide the guidelines for the deployment of military personnel to civilian agencies?
The issuances will be promulgated shortly.
Are there any existing issuances, like for
For
example
now?
in the AFP?
For now, none. That is an announcement from the President, and the paperwork will come in shortly.
Sir, another question. Why single out the BOC for the military to take over it? Are there not any other corrupt government agencies that need further attention, or does the President believe that the BOC is the most corrupt government agency in terms of revenue collection?
Perhaps it will be the showcase of the President with respect to the agencies which is ridden with corruption.
Still on BOC. Follow-up. Henry, to be followed by Maricel, then Ian.
Secretary, yun ho mga nasa sektor ng door-to-door at balikbayan box. May pangamba sila na baka ho maapektuhan ang daloy ng kanilang negosyo. Lalo na ngayong Pasko. Yun din ho mga nagpapadala, baka daw ho hindi makarating on time kagaya ng inaasahan po nila yung kanilang mga tatanggaping mga packages mula sa kanilang mga kababayan abroad. Paano ho masisiguro ng Malacanang or ng BOC kung wala pong epekto ito hong pagbabagong ito ng balasahan sa Bureau of Customs?
There is no lull or stoppage of the service provided by the BOC. There will be a continuity of services rendered by them.
So definitely wala hong dapat ipangamba ang ating mga kababayan dyan.
Definitely.
Okay.
Maricel.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir, with the decision of the President na i-take over ng AFP yung POC, what does it say about the leadership of POC, including yung leadership ni na La Peña, ni na Faeldon, and now Guerrero, na pinagtanggol pa ni Presidente?
He has explained it. He said that the people he has placed them at the top are men of integrity, and he trusts them completely. But somehow, because of the rotten system, nakakalusot. In other words, nasa baba ang problema, hindi yung mga nilagay niya. Kaya precisely, kumukuha siya ngayon ng mga nandun sa AFP para makatulong dun sa loob.
And, sir, just to reiterate yung question ni Julie, does it mean that the President feels that BOC is the most corrupt agency in the government?
I didn't hear him say the most corrupt. He said that it's a corrupt-ridden bureau.
And how does the President feel about it, sir?
Well, we saw him and we heard him. He's disgusted with what happened there. That's precisely why he's asking the AFP to help the cleaning of the BOC.
Okay, Ian.
Secretary, ano daw po magiging sistema ng pag-take over ng AFP sa customs? Paano po sila magtatrabaho doon?
The President will give the new head all the leeway in deciding how he would enlist members of the AFP to help him. Certainly, he would be choosing people with expertise, and as we all know, the members of the armed forces of the police are not limited to military work. There are a lot of them who have taken graduate schools, scholarship with respect to some technical know-how. And certainly they will also be undergoing training
Sir,
to
yung
be
union...
competent in the field that they would be assigned to.
Sec,
Yes.
yung pong union ng BOC, umaapila din po kay Presidente. Sana daw po hindi sila madamay kasi yung mga boss lang naman daw po nila ang may problema and technical po yung mga capability nila, sayang naman daw po.
Well, the President said, hindi lamang yung mga bosses na may problema, di ba? Kundi pati yung nasa baba. Kaya kailangan ng ibang taong nandun.
Julie muna. Then Pia and Ace.
Sir, paano po yung magiging training nung technical personnel ng AFP? Kasi sabi ni Presidente kagabi, he will ask Guerrero to ask the suppliers of the X-ray machines to teach them how to handle the X-ray machines. But that's not only job of the customs personnel. They also compute duties and taxes and other technical matters na maaring walang expertise yung AFP. So how do we ensure na magkakaroon ng smooth transition kung hindi naman yun yung expertise talaga ng mga sundalo natin?
As I said earlier, there will be continuity in the sense that these people will come in to assist them first. And then eventually, they would be taking over the respective positions that these people have right now.
Including...
So in other words, even the paperwork, they would be undertaken by them. But the personnel of the AAP will be there to watch over them while they learn the rules of the game.
Sorry, sir. Clarification. So does that mean BOC personnel will still be computing the duties and taxes habang nagbabantay yung AFP? Tama?
I suppose because, as you said, if they're not competent in what these people they will replace, how could they even do the work?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Pia.
Sir, in the first place, what were the President's considerations in choosing former AFP Chief Guerrero for the post? And why does he think that he will do a better job in addressing corruption in BOC more than La Peña or Faeldon?
Well, as he has explained, he believes in the integrity of the man. He is competent. He trusts them. He trusts him. And his experience with the person that will head this bureau seems to indicate that he could be a very good bureau chief of a graft-ridden bureau.
Sir, this is regardless of his inexperience in the Bureau of Customs. Kasi siya rin po mismo nagsabi na kahit siya po mismo ay pag-aaralan pa po niya kung paano patatakbuhin ng isang ahensyang tulad ng Bureau of Customs.
You know, if you have the necessary intelligence, you will learn in the course of your work. What is important in this kind of bureaus are men of integrity that has the trust and confidence of the President. That is precisely they've been chosen to be at the helm.
Sir, it seems na okay lang kay Presidente na isang head of the agency and even the people who will be manning technical positions will just be learning on the job.
Come again?
It seems na okay lang kay Presidente that the people that he will be placing in the BOC, especially yung leader ng BOC, will be just learning on the job as long as he's a person of integrity. Why does he think that they will be effective on the job if they are just learning on the job?
Well, I don't think it will take time to learn the ropes of the game in any particular bureau. I think 1 week would be long to learn what you should be doing there. It's administrative work. So all you need is really, if you're intelligent enough, you will learn fast.
1 week, sir, to run, to know,
To my mind,
learn,
yes.
to know how to run the entire Bureau of Customs.
Well, it didn't take La Peña nor Feldon months to learn how to run the government. It didn't take Paraino months to learn it.
Okay,
Thank you,
Ace?
sir.
Sec, you mentioned temporary lang yung military takeover sa customs. Until when po?
Until it is necessary, until the president is satisfied that everything is in order at that bureau.
Ano yung indicators para masabi na, okay, pwede na nating ibalik ulit doon sa civilians?
Well, if there is no palusot na nangyari earlier, then that means okay ang patakbo nila.
Kasama ba sa indicators yung revenue targets, yung
Oh,
kailangan
definitely.
ma-reach or
You must
ma-exceed?
remember that the collection of Mr. La Peña exceeded the previous record. So that should continue.
Kasama pa rin po ba yung Coast Guard sa magte-take over? Kasi di ba nabanggit din ni Presidente previously, and then kagabi nabanggit lang niya military. Kasama pa ba yung Coast Guard po?
Hindi ko pa alam yung composition, but he mentioned that it's members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Okay. Thank you, Sec.
Last na tayo sa customs. Henry?
Secretary, anong paliwanag ng Pangulo? Ano ang paliwanag ninyo sa obserbasyon ng publiko na 2 beses na po ito? Yung una ay 6.4, then 6.8, pero walang naparurusahan at wala pa rin nakukulong na mga tauhan ng Bureau of Customs o sino man na sinasabing involved dito po sa paglusot ng tunay-tuneladang shabu na ito, Secretary.
Well, simply because the investigation is still ongoing. Before you file charges in court, you have to have hard evidence to back your allegation. Otherwise, your case will be dismissed. Just like what happened to that queen of drugs that where the court acquitted her. If you cannot prosecute successfully, then it's useless filing a case. That is precisely why they're very careful in gathering evidence to support any charge that they will file against any or all involved in the said crime.
Hindi ho ba kayo nababagalan sa usad ng investigasyon? Yun pong 6.4 during the time of Captain Paeldon ay ilang buwan ho ang nakalilipas pero wala pa hong napatunayang, wala pa hong nakulong, wala pang naparusahan at naulit pa dito sa 6.8 billion na ito.
I'd rather prefer a slow investigation than a fast one, and then when you file it in court, you lose the case.
Thank you.
Okay, question from P. Ranyada. Sir, what has been President Duterte's involvement in the crafting of the Joint Exploration Agreement with China? What is the status of the Joint Exploration Agreement? What are the terms of the agreement in terms of profit sharing? And which entities will conduct the exploration?
I just came from Davao, and last night I met with the foreign minister, and they're supposed to be at this time discussing that particular subject matter, and they will be inking, I think, 3 agreements, and they will be meeting the press immediately after. So all those questions will be responded to by the 2 foreign ministers of the 2 countries.
Okay, questions? MPC on China? Other issue? Pia?
Sir, comment lang. Gabriela recently condemned President Duterte's recent statement on women. On women, sir. His spit remark. Sabi niya, he was in his speech kasi last Saturday he was talking about women critics. At sabi niya, pero pag babae ka na maganda at dinuraan mo ako, yung laway mo kunin ko, ilagay ko sa bibig ko, lapitan ko at sabihin ko, isauli ko sa'yo laway ko, dagdagan ko ng akin dahil maganda ka. Your comment on that, sir?
We've been hearing this kind of, I don't know if you can even call it jokes, but That has been the style ever since he came into national limelight as mayor and as candidate for the presidency. That is his style. And in fact, that style made him the president of the land overwhelmingly. So I think we should not be worried of what the impact of those statements made by him. What is important to my mind is that he functions well as president of this country and he serves well his citizenry.
Sir, you said we should ignore the impact of his statements.
Not ignore, but we should not give too much weight on that. Insofar as it insults or offense, I don't think he was being offensive or insulting. From the reaction of the audience, they were laughing. They were smiling and laughing because they've been used to this president.
Sir, you're a close friend of President Duterte. How do you think he regards women?
Oh, he respects them. If you try to go with him wherever outside of delivering speeches, and after he does it, you join him in a social gathering, he's very respectful to women. He's the real gentleman. He always makes sport to every woman that he meets, whether young or old, and then he makes jokes. But very that's why he's so lovable with women. Kaya women admires him. Except of course yung mga nationalists natin na nagre-react.
Sir, obviously, this is
Pero
not...
by and large, talagang, mahal siya ng mga tao. Men or women alike.
Sir, obviously, this is not the first time that he has been slammed over his statements. Sinasabi is demeaning or disrespecting women. Is he doing this deliberately to make a point?
No, but as I said, he's not demeaning or disrespecting women. Siguro ganun lang talaga yung style niya. Baka gusto niya lang magpatawa. But hindi naman.
Okay. MPC, questions? May pahabol lang ditong question for ASEC Pialago. Gaano daw kaseryoso yung clearing operations ng MMDA kasi bumabalik din naman daw yung mga pasaway kapag wala na sila. And second question, kaya ba nilang linisin ang Arlegue Street hanggang Quiapo kasi naging one-way na dahil sa illegal parking sa both side from Eileen Taliping?
Okay. Ma'am, I think the people should understand kung ano lang po talaga yung saklaw ng aming ahensya. Yung bigat po kasi ng problema ng Metro Manila, hindi ho ugma sa kapangyarihan na meron kami. Sa unang tanong, ma'am, kung gaano kami kaseryoso, ma'am, seryoso kami. We have this clearing operations every day. 4 na team yan, ma'am, umaga, tanghali, hapon. And at the same time, yung ating clearing team, lagi ho nakikipag-coordinate sa local government. Yung mga naka-illegally park kasi, ma'am, tandaan ho natin may mga city ordinances na naipapasa. So, hindi ho natin pwedeng baliwalain yon. And yung sa pangalawang question, ma'am, sa Arlegue to Quiapo, nag-clearing na dun kami, ma'am. If I'm not mistaken, umabot na ho kami ng 15 times. So, binabalik-balikan lang ho namin, ma'am. Ang long-term solution kasi dito, ma'am, talagang mailipat yung mga vendors sa isang vending place kung saan ho sila makakapagtinda.
Okay, thank you. MPC, Maricel.
Sir, Secretary Panelo, pahabol lang po. Sir, what's the President's plan this coming All Souls Day?
Sa bahay lang siya. Hindi, wala masyadong... Magkakasama kami kagabi pero wala siya binabanggit about Undas eh.
In Davao.
But ordinarily, he stays at home eh. He doesn't,
Okay.
unless he has plans to go somewhere else. But he didn't mention it. No mention at all last night.
Okay, MPC, no more questions? Okay, thank you, Secretary Panelo. Thank you sa ating mga bisita sa MMDA and sa NDRRMC. Balik po tayo sa People's Television Network. Thank you, MPC.